Okay, I'm back with the second video on this. I'm putting this tachometer in. What I'm going to do is I got this taped up so I don't scratch my steering column all up. I'm going to take the mounting bracket from the gauge, and I'll just put it up here to set it where I want it, and then mark the holes with a Sharpie. And the reason I'm taking this apart now is so I can drill down into the steering column and drill 2 holes, so I can put 2 self-tapping screws to hold the bracket on. And then once I do that, then there's 2 screws that go up onto your steering column that hold your steering column up. You loosen them up and the steering column will drop down, and then I'll run the wires up through here all the way to the firewall. Just run your wires all the way along to your firewall, and then you're going to have to drill out a hole in your firewall for your wires to come through, or find an existing place to run them through. I've already got a hole drilled out there from where I had a manual choke in here for that old junky ass carburetor I had on there. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking this apart. This right here is your turn signal handle. Take it off. And you want to lay everything out as you take it off. That way you lay it all out when you take it off, and then when you go to put it back together, all you got to do is go backwards on it, and it'll all go back together. You ain't got to worry about where the fuck's this go, and where this to come from, and all that. So try to get that out there. This right here is your turn signal switch, which I then got the screw in behind them on both sides. I think there's, I'm thinking right, there's 3 screws in this. This won't come out. You got to keep your switch in because you got a bunch of wires and everything running to them, so you just got to move it up out the way. Sorry about the video, man, but I gotta hold this one hand while I do this shit with the other, so I'm probably not gonna get very good shots. Okay, make sure you keep the screws all together, man. Let me think for a minute. It's been like a year or so since I've been in here, so get that arm up out the way, and you can try to pull your switch out without scratching everything up. Oh yeah. Flash your switch. Alright, I got your turn signal gauge and everything on hook. Step out the way. Alright. Just got my little bracket piece here. Which one is good? Just take a Sharpie. Mark your holes. Make sure you got it straight. 3/16. Probably cool. The way I do it, man, is I start out with a small. Just grab I drill me a small hole because it's quicker and then it's easier on your bitch too. You're not sitting there pushing down the bit and getting it hot and shit. So what I'll do is first I'll drill out a 7/64 and then I'll do a 3/16. Smoke we get in my eye. Pretty simple. Alright, I've got my holes drilled out, got my plate bolted on there. I didn't have to drill all the way through, my bolt went through good. So the only thing I might have to do, I might have to go in there with the Dremel tool on account of this. I might have to go in there with the Dremel tool and just cut the tip of that screw off so that way it don't get in the way. But other than that, it's on there good and tight. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mount the gauge to it. And there's 2 screws up underneath the column right here. I'm going to take out or at least loosen it up and let it drop down a little bit so I can run my wires through the dash here. I'm going to try to videotape as much of it as I can, so try to bear with me here because I had nothing to set it on in this car. The lighting's kind of messed up, and but there it is. I'm gonna go ahead and get my gauge put on there and I'll be back. Well, here it is. I got it mounted on there. Start put the steering wheel and everything back together. I ain't got time to do that today, but that'll probably be my next video, putting the steering column back together. And these wires, I'm gonna run some shrink tube all the way up to the end of the gauge. That way, you know, I ain't got a bunch of bare wires hanging and shit. And what you want to do is you want to take your wires, you want to run them all the way down your steering column and just tie them off with some zip ties. And once you get to your firewall, if you ain't got a place where you can run them wires out, you're going to have to drill a hole. So that'll be it for today. I'll see you next video.